Greetings, dear inhabitants of Earth. I am Kanaaz, commander of the fleet from the greater Pegasus. Today, I am delighted to connect with you and share important news and revelations. In this message, we will discuss the current events on your planet, our interactions with earthly authorities, and the importance of your involvement in the future of Earth. We live in a remarkable time of change, and you play a crucial role in these transformations. Let's take a look together at what is happening and how we can work together to create a better future for all. Our fleet is positioned on the far side of the moon, where we closely monitor the happenings on Earth. We are here to support global security and prevent major catastrophes. Our presence acts as a deterrent, preventing global conflicts from escalating and uncontrolled disasters from occurring. On the moon, we are joined by the Andromedans, who directly assist those skilled in channeling. They share their knowledge and experience on new dimensions, helping you better understand and utilize your abilities. Our military personnel have a unique appearance and regularly visit the Earth's surface to inspect military activities conducted by humans, as well as to monitor all nuclear weapons and military stockpiles on the planet. Our interaction with earthly authorities is a crucial part of our mission to maintain peace and security on your planet. In recent years, we have been actively collaborating with governmental structures of various countries, particularly the United States of America. Recently, we held a series of negotiations with the U.S. to discuss the current situation and determine necessary measures to prevent global catastrophes. During these negotiations, we issued a stern ultimatum. If the authorities do not take immediate steps to improve the global situation, we will be forced to intervene more actively. If the problem does not improve, we will take actions that may include flooding major cities and destroying dangerous facilities. This is necessary to prevent global catastrophes and preserve life on your planet. We will not allow the actions of a few influential groups to jeopardize the future of Earth and its inhabitants. Our mission is to prevent global catastrophes and to contain any threats that could cause irreparable damage to your planet. One of our primary demands has been to increase control over nuclear and chemical weapons. We understand the immense danger these arsenals pose, and their use could lead to catastrophic consequences for all of humanity. We are advocating for all nuclear facilities and military stockpiles to be under constant surveillance, and we are taking measures to neutralize them in the event of a threat. Moreover, we are working to limit the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction and to prevent any attempts to use them. We are closely collaborating with representatives of various countries to ensure reliable control and to prevent any potential incidents. We insist on transparency and accountability from governments, and our demands are solely aimed at ensuring safety and stability. Our efforts also involve engaging with international organizations and human rights groups. We strive to ensure that all actions aimed at improving the global situation are coordinated and supported at an international level. Our efforts are focused on creating conditions for peaceful coexistence and the development of all peoples on Earth. While our actions are aimed at maintaining peace and security, we also recognize that much depends on you. Your thoughts, actions, and energies influence global processes. Therefore, each of you must strive for peace, harmony, and love. Together, we can create a bright future for all living on Earth. We urge you to remain conscious and responsible and to seek peace and cooperation. Only through collective effort can we overcome all challenges and build a world where love, harmony, and prosperity prevail. Our mission to maintain peace and security on Earth is not limited to the actions of our fleet from the greater Pegasus. We are actively collaborating with other extraterrestrial races, each contributing uniquely to our common goal. In this endeavor, we are aided by the Andromedans and Pleiadians, who have long been in contact with your world and provide comprehensive assistance. Andromedans, our longtime allies, play a crucial role in maintaining stability and harmony on your planet. They possess extensive knowledge of new dimensions and assist Earth's channelers in better understanding and utilizing their abilities. Their support is invaluable in training and preparing those who are open to channeling and ready to receive information from higher dimensions. Thanks to their efforts, many of you have already begun to awaken and recognize your true nature and potential. Pleiadians, another ancient and wise race, are preparing to take on a leading role in our joint mission. Soon, they will begin actively engaging with the people of Earth, bringing with them new technologies and knowledge that will help your planet advance to a new level of development. Their technologies and healing methods, based on high vibrations and the energy of love, will open new opportunities for healing and improving the quality of life. Furthermore, our colleagues from other star systems are also actively participating in this mission. Each race brings its unique technologies and methods to address the various challenges your planet faces. We exchange experiences and knowledge to create optimal conditions for the peaceful coexistence and development of all forms of life on Earth. We are also working closely with Earth's channelers and spiritual leaders, who serve as intermediaries between our worlds. These individuals play an essential role in transmitting the information and energy needed for your spiritual growth and development. We support, train, and guide them to ensure they can effectively fulfill their mission. Our collaborative efforts with other extraterrestrial races are aimed at creating conditions for the peaceful and harmonious existence of all Earth's inhabitants. We hope that you, dear Earthlings, recognize your connection to the universe and actively participate in this grand process of transformation. It is important to remember that you are not alone in your quest for peace and prosperity. We are always nearby, ready to support and assist you in challenging times. The current situation on your planet is causing us serious concern. We observe the unfolding complex and often dramatic events on Earth, which impact all its inhabitants. It is important to understand that many of these issues stem from negative energies and the influence of dark entities seeking to foster chaos and division. Wars, catastrophes, and various conflicts are manifestations of these negative energies. They not only destroy the physical world but also affect the emotional and spiritual well-being of people. Our observations show that many of you are experiencing stress, anxiety, and a sense of helplessness in the face of global challenges. These emotions lower the overall vibrations of the planet, making it more difficult for it to heal and transform. However, we want to assure you that we are not idle. Our primary mission is to minimize the impact of negative energies and prevent the most severe catastrophes. We are actively working to contain processes that could lead to global destruction. Our technology and knowledge enable us to neutralize many threats before they become uncontrollable. One of the greatest dangers we face is the uncontrolled use of nuclear and chemical weapons. We are taking all possible measures to monitor these arsenals and prevent their use. Our efforts are aimed at ensuring the safety of all Earth's inhabitants, regardless of their location or political affiliation. Moreover, we recognize the importance of the spiritual and energetic cleansing of the planet. We are actively collaborating with Earth's channelers, spiritual leaders, and healers to help you address negative influences and raise your vibrations. We conduct energetic sessions and provide knowledge to strengthen your connection with higher forces and protect you from negative impacts. We observe that many of you have already begun to awaken and recognize your role in the global processes. Your pursuit of peace, harmony, and love is the key to positive changes on the planet. The more people align with higher vibrations and work on their spiritual development, the faster positive transformations will occur. However, we are also aware that much work remains ahead. Dark forces will continue their attempts to destabilize the situation, and it is your task to remain steadfast and not succumb to their provocations. Remember, light always triumphs over darkness, and every act of kindness, every thought of peace and love, brings us closer to our collective goal of creating a harmonious and thriving world. As we look toward the future of Earth, we see bright prospects and great opportunities for all its inhabitants. Our collaboration with the Pleiadians and other extraterrestrial races will play a crucial role in this process. In the coming years, the Pleiadians will begin to actively engage with your planet's inhabitants, bringing advanced technologies and knowledge that will accelerate your progress and healing. The Pleiadians have long been ready to share their unique healing methods and energetic practices, based on high vibrations and the energy of love. These technologies will not only improve your physical health but also help strengthen your spiritual connection with the universe. New methods of energy acquisition, eco-friendly and efficient, will significantly reduce the strain on nature and aid in its restoration. In the future, we envision a world where all people live in harmony with one another and with nature. The era of wars and conflicts will gradually fade into the past, giving way to an age of cooperation and mutual understanding. Earth will enter a new cycle of development, based on the principles of love, respect, and support. More and more people will awaken and realize their true nature and potential. One of the most crucial aspects of this future will be the active interaction between Earthlings and representatives from other worlds. Your contacts with extraterrestrial races will become more frequent and open. Together, we will work on solving global problems and finding new paths for development. The knowledge and technologies we share will help you build a society grounded in high vibrations and spiritual values. The Pleiadians will also assist you in developing your abilities. Many of you have already started to feel the awakening of your inner powers and talents. In the future, these abilities will become an integral part of your life. You will learn to harness your intuitive and telepathic skills, which will greatly facilitate communication and understanding among each other. We also foresee significant improvements in the fields of education and science. New teaching methods, based on the integration of spiritual and scientific knowledge, will allow you to gain a deeper understanding of the laws of the universe and your role within it. Education will become accessible to everyone, enabling each individual to develop their talents and abilities by their unique purpose. The future of Earth is a time of great discoveries and transformations. However, it is important to remember that this future depends on you. Every choice you make, every thought, and every action affects the overall course of events. Strive for excellence, work on yourself, and support one another in this process. Your efforts will not go unnoticed, and together, we can create the world we all dream of. Each of you, dear Earthlings, possesses unique abilities that are waiting to be awakened. Within each of you lie immense resources capable of achieving incredible heights in both spiritual and physical development. These abilities, which we call superpowers, are a natural extension of your spiritual growth and development. The awakening of your abilities begins with the awareness of your true nature and connection to the higher powers. Meditation, spiritual practices, and self-work will help you strengthen this connection and unlock your potential. It is important to remember that love and high vibrations are the keys to unlocking your abilities. The more you fill your life with positive emotions and thoughts, the faster you will start to notice changes in yourself and your surroundings. Your intuitive abilities, such as clairvoyance, clairaudience, and telepathy, can become vital tools in your life. These gifts will enable you to gain a deeper understanding of the world around you and make more informed decisions. By developing your intuition, you will be able to easily discern the true intentions of others, foresee events, and find optimal solutions to problems. Equally important are your healing abilities. Many of you already possess the gift of healing, even if you are unaware of it. By enhancing your energy practices and learning to manage energy flows, you can not only help yourself but also assist others. Energy healing, grounded in love and high vibrations, can perform miracles and bring profound healing on all levels: physical, emotional, and spiritual. Self-development is a journey that requires patience and persistence. It is essential to not rest on your laurels but to constantly strive for new heights. As you grow spiritually and physically, you not only improve your own life but also contribute to the greater good of the planet. Each step you take on your path to self-improvement brings us closer to a bright and harmonious future. Remember the importance of maintaining high vibrations in your life. Surround yourself with love, harmony, and positive thoughts. Avoid negative influences and toxic individuals that may lower your energy levels. Spend more time in nature, engage in creative pursuits, and find joy in the simple things. These simple actions will help you maintain a high energy level and continue on your path of self-development. Dear Earthlings, as our message draws to a close, we hope it has provided you with important insights and inspiration. We are living in a unique time when boundless opportunities for growth and development are unfolding before you. It is important to remember that you are not alone on this journey. The universe supports you, and we, your star brothers and sisters, are always nearby, ready to assist and guide you. Your thoughts, actions, and energy play a crucial role in shaping the future of your planet. Strive for harmony and love, support one another, and remain true to your spiritual principles. Each of you possesses an immense potential that is waiting to be awakened. Your intuition, healing abilities, and inner light are powerful tools that will help you create a new world. Remember that you are unique and valuable fragments of this vast universe. May your path be illuminated by starlight, and may your hearts be filled with joy and peace. With love and respect, Kanaaz, Commander of the Fleet from the Great Pegasus.